One thing I took away from Trajan Langdon's introductory press conference the other day from Tom Gores was he kept saying things towards Troy Weaver, saying there wasn't the correct leadership in place in the last previous years, that these young guys needed to take that next step. To me, that falls on Tom Gores. You're the owner. Any organization, any business you run, leadership's got to stem from the top to the bottom. Look at the Detroit Lions recently. Sheila Ford Hat, to Chris Spielman, to Brad Holmes, to Dan Campbell. It's from the top down. The leadership is ran that way, and that's how this Detroit Pistons team needs to be ran, and it needs to come from Tom Gores. So if in a couple years, when he comes out and he maybe has to fire Trajan Langdon because the rebuild's not going the way it should have, it falls on you for not getting the correct leader in place. And I'm not saying Trajan Langdon is not going to be the correct leader. I think he is, because if you were listening to him, he seemed very confident in himself. He seems very just comfortable in his abilities, which is key if you're going to be running an organization, a basketball team. So he's very confident. And I did like to hear that he said he wants to bring back championship. He wants to bring back winning to this Detroit Pistons organization. I know we heard that from Troy Weaver, but the way he delivered it felt a lot more comforting as a fan, I guess I would say. Well, let's hop into Trajan Langdon's vision. Let's talk about coaches for a second. He said we're not going to be there's no time deadline for a head coach. They're going to do their due diligence, but he wants to find a guy that's willing to go through the ringer, grow with these young guys. And that's exactly what this Detroit Pistons need. Maybe a younger coach that's willing to show these young guys how to shoot, how to play basketball. And I'm thinking of Sam Cassell from the Boston Celtics. I think that would be a really good hire. Or J.B. Burkett-staff, just because of the proofs in the pudding with J.B. Bickerstaff. Year to year, they got better. James Borrego. But right now, my favorite for the Detroit Pistons head coach is Sam Cassell from the Boston Celtics. I think that would be an excellent hire. I think it would be a home run hire, actually, for Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey, because he worked with Gilbert Arenas. He worked with Rajon Rondo in Boston, and that's what took those guys to the next level, showing these guys how to be a NBA guard. Not that they don't know how to do it, but show them how to slow down, show them how to space the floor, show them how to shoot a little bit, how to get open in the NBA. That's what this Detroit Pistons need, not some old guy that's a little out of touch with the new school NBA. Now let's talk about his plans for this Detroit Pistons team. He said, we're going to use the cap space, but it's kind of sounding like it's going to come through trade. We're going to take on expiring contracts so we can get assets. What are assets? Second round picks, first round picks. So you can package those up to go get your star player eventually. This year, I don't think it's going to be very hard to make a play-in team with the $60 million in cap that we have, because he said we're going to take on some expiring contracts. So hopefully, to make the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference, it's so easy, and if you don't do it, your team is literally trash. So if the Detroit Pistons get a little bit better, they get a little bit of talent around Cade Cunningham, they should be battling for the 10th seed, in my honest opinion. But the way some expiring contracts I was looking up last night that I would really enjoy having on this Detroit Pistons team, I think it would help out to get to that 10th seed, to get to the play-in tournament. I'm thinking like Andrew Wiggins. I know he had an off year last year for Golden State, but hey, he's your perfect 3-and-D guy for Cade Cunningham. He can bring the ball up the floor. He's good at moving off the ball. He played with Steph Curry, played with Klay Thompson. He's 29 years old. That's a good veteran leadership to have come in here for this Detroit Pistons, this young core that they're trying to develop and trying to get them to take the next step. Andrew Wiggins, Zach LaVine, and I read an article yesterday from the Bulls side of things. It wasn't from the Detroit Pistons side of things. It was saying some trades that the Bulls could do for Zach LaVine, because his value is kind of low in the trade market. So it was saying Isaiah Stewart for Zach LaVine straight up. Yes, sir, I would do that in a heartbeat, because he's going to space out the floor for Cade Cunningham. I'm all for that trade. And then if we want to go in free agents, I think OG Anunoby, that's a name to watch out, because I don't think the Knicks are going to give him the bag. And the Pistons have that cap space to do so. He's not your typical shooter. He's just a better version of Asar Thompson. And that's no shot at Asar, because Asar didn't really get to develop last year. OG Anunoby's had a couple good years, and he's been playing really good for the Toronto Raptors, and now he's on the Knicks, and I think he's due for a big bag this summer. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pistons take a run at him. Blake Monk, Gary Trent Jr., all those guys are free agents, but I really think our big accusation over the summer is going to be an expiring contract. I'm hoping it's like Zach LaVine. I'm hoping it's Brandon Ingram. I'm hoping it's just one of those, Andrew Wiggins, all those type of players. Those are the 3-and-D guys. Anyone that's on an expiring contract that these teams don't want, that's their garbage. I'll take their garbage on so the Pistons can at least get to the play-in tournament. That's all I'm asking for. And for the draft on Thursday, it's probably going to be Matas Buzelis. And honestly, he's not that bad. He's just got to develop his shot, and that's going to be with Freddie Vincent that we hired as an assistant coach. That should be helping out with spacing. And then if we hired Sam Cassell, he's a very good shooter. He can shoot with the best of them, and he would develop Matas Buzelis. That's if we do draft him in the 5th pick. Like I said, I want someone that can just score on Thursday in the NBA draft. Let me know what you guys think about the video down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's go Pistons. This rebuild, this offseason is going to be a lot of fun. Who do you guys want the next head coach to be? Let me know, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.